We are in Denver this week. Homecoming weekend for the Outlaws, Beltway Ben. As always, we've got 4 matches on the card. The home team, when there is one, a homecoming weekend, plays twice. We've always got somebody on the bye. We're just a few weeks away from the playoffs, so it's getting real in the PLL. First game of the weekend, Carolina against Denver. Both these teams are averaging 24 goals a game, Beltway Ben. The over-under in this is 23.5. They met in week 2, decidedly low-scoring game. Carolina won 12-9. We're looking at 2 of the best goaltenders, netminders, whatever you want to call them, in the league. Again, playoffs are getting close. Things are not as loosey-goosey as early in the year. There's a lot of film on everybody. This is the time of year where defenses start to lock down. You've got tendencies. I have not played this game, Beltway Ben, but I lean to the under here.
Yeah, love the under at plus 100. That's an official play for me. 2 of the best goalies in the league facing off. You mentioned that. And the Chaos, honestly, like if you look at some of the trends with them, they play at other teams' pace. Like if there's a team that you see who plays to a lot of unders, the Chaos are playing to the under. If there's a team who's playing to a lot of overs, the Chaos can score. They can, and they've showed me that and kind of shut me up a little bit. I do think the Outlaws win on the money line, but I'm not playing it at minus 178. So I do just like an under here at plus 100, 23.5. And they as you said, they already went under this number earlier in the season. Now we're getting in at plus 100. I get it's low compared to the rest of the totals this week, but plus 100 is too good for me to pass up.
Yeah, so there you go. We are seeing that one the same way. Friday night, second end of the doubleheader there. 2 teams that are really scuffling here, Philadelphia and Boston. If you look in some books, this is minus 115 on the money line, but you're finding Philadelphia getting a goal and a half at plus 160. So let's just think about that for a minute. And even this, like you got FanDuel, you got DraftKings, right? There's really 2 books that do a lot of lines and props and everything else with the PLL. So that immediately jumped out to me. Like, wait a minute, this game is essentially a toss-up. I can get 2 goals, which is a big deal in lacrosse, or a goal and a half, and still get it just a touch above minus 150. So that is an official play for me. Interesting game. We've got the number 1 pick in the league, CJ Kirst, who just joined the Water Dogs a few weeks back. Prolific scorer in the college ranks. His brother is in goal for Boston. It's his brother against brother. I do think that the Water Dogs offense will hit another level now that Kirst has been with them playing and practicing for a few weeks. They met in week 3. The Water Dogs took that 14-11. Boston's lost 3 in a row. The Water Dogs can clinch a playoff berth with a win here. Do I think they just win this thing? I mean, if you made me pick just a winner, I would probably go with the Water Dogs, who, again, at midseason, I did put some money on at like 450, plus 450, I think it was, to win the MLL, to win the PLL. But I do, look, you're going to give me the goal and a half at plus 160. I am on that. That is lacrosse helmet on my fat head. That is an official play for me.
Yeah, you can actually get it at minus 144 right now on FanDuel plus a goal and a half. So the odds are even better there, and that's even more playable, which is why I'm also going with that as an official play plus 1.5. All the reasons you mentioned. Boston at one point this year, I'm like, oh, this is the top 2 team in the league. Really has not been that way since the first few weeks of the season. They look lost. They look like they're chasing a lot. And Philadelphia has a championship pedigree with a lot of guys on their team. So I also like Philadelphia plus 1.5 at minus 144.
Now that brings us to Saturday. And, man, like we talk about tough scheduling in the NFL, and people like really break down when you catch teams off of buys and extended rest and not enough rest. And this is like a national television game on ABC. And it's a huge match. It's the best team in the East against the best team in the West. 6-2 record versus 6-2 record. But Beltway Ben, the Outlaws play against the Carolina team. That's going to be a physical game. That's at 8 o'clock at night. They come around at 1 o'clock in the afternoon the next day and play the hottest team in the league. A New York team that in a league of parity where underdogs have made all the money because anybody getting a goal and a half is pretty much covering because there's not a whole lot of distance between these teams. And yet the team that's distanced themselves the most lately is the Atlas, with the 5 straight wins and the covers. Like they're winning 17-9, 10-8, 17-11, 16-12, 11-8. And I can get them on the money line at minus 125 coming off a full week of rest. And Denver has just played Carolina like 8 hours ago in the middle of the summer. Like, even if I knew nothing about the sport and had never watched lacrosse in my life,
Right.
I'd just be like, yeah, give me the Atlas. And having watched both these teams and seeing their current form, and I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk at all for Denver against Carolina Friday night. I mean, yeah, this is a legitimate official play for me. I'll put the helmet on 4 different ways. I'm on the Atlas here on the money line.
I mean, it's not every week that we're very similar in a lot of different plays, but it's going to be one of those weeks. I really do like the Atlas on the money line, minus 122 on FanDuel. And you mentioned it's the second game of the week for the Outlaws. And nobody is higher on Logan McNaney than I am, right? I have that futures prop on him to win Rookie of the Year. He's been so damn good. But this is his first career PLL time playing a back-to-back and having to go to sleep the night after a physical game. And you're in goal, but it's still physical. You're doing different things. To then wake up the next day and have to be the first game on the field against a team who – and Denver, by all means, I'm rooting for Denver. I do like them. Logan McNaney's a Maryland graduate. I do always enjoy rooting for them. But, like, when you look at these two teams stacked up against each other, like, I don't see how the Atlas aren't viewed as the better team. I think the Outlaws implementing McNaney in goal changed everything for them because when he took over, they hadn't won a game and nothing was going right. Now, all of a sudden, they're a top team in the league and they have the tied for the best odds to win the thing. I do think the Atlas are the better team here, and you're getting them way more fresh. I don't know how you couldn't take it. And as you said, if I don't watch the PLL or have never followed this sport, I would just take these numbers and be like, oh, well, it wouldn't make sense to bet the Outlaws. So I do like the Atlas on the money line.
And final game of the weekend, and I don't have a play here. I don't even have a strong lean. We got the Whip Snakes and the Redwoods both fighting for their playoff lives, trying to salvage their seasons. Probably going to be an uphill climb for both. Look, if you force me to do something here, Maryland's only allowing 11 goals per game. Carolina's allowing almost 13, right? I'm going to look at defense and side with the better defensive team. You've also got a Whip Snakes team that's winning 61% of their faceoffs. They're going to probably be able to dominate possession, dominate pace of game. So I lean to them. Last time they played, it was last year. Maryland did win by 5. But I think both these teams are probably going to end up being afterthoughts. Anything that you like here, Ben?
Yeah, Whip Snakes are an official play for me. Whip Snakes on the money line at minus 128. You talked about it. Maryland's, I mean, they're allowing 10.8 goals per game. That's the best in the PLL. Then you have California allowing 12.5, which is the third worst. I think, quite honestly, Maryland is the better team. They went to, tougher battles against some of the better teams in the league and went toe-to-toe with them compared to a California team who, quite honestly, the more I watch them, the more I'm like, these guys are kind of uninterested, right? They know they're not very good, and it's going to take another year, right? 100%. So I do like the Whip Snakes on the money line. I think they're the better team. And you mentioned face-offs. You mentioned all of it. The numbers point to the Whip Snakes, and they get them at minus 128. It's not like I'm paying too much juice.